Besser?
Oh.
So I think we are live. I don't know. Let's wait for the okay.
Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah. Meeting stream live.
meeting stream.
Yes. Now we have the okay. We are live.
Okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first series of Ottobock Get Together with Para-Athletics. And I'm really happy that you're joining this first series. Today, we would like to talk about prosthetics, and therefore we invited Sophia. She's an above knee amputee. We invited Johannes. He is a double below knee amputee.
Hello.
And we have also with us Julian. He is the head of the technicians during the Paralympic Games.
Hello.
So thank you very much for joining the meeting. And I would like you first to start with a short introductions. And ladies first, Sophia.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Sofia Gonzalez. I'm a Swiss Paralympic athlete. I live in Switzerland, near Lausanne. And so I'm a amputee, and I do athletics since 2016. I did my start at the Knoxville Paralympics competition. And yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now, Johannes, you?
Yeah, well, I'm Johannes. I'm 25 years old, amputated since my age of 16, and in athletics since 2013.
Okay.
And yeah, meanwhile, I'm based in Leverkusen for training, where I met Heinrich as well. And we did the orthopedic technician apprenticeship together. And meanwhile, I'm studying mechanical engineering besides training, and yes.
So Julian, Johannes will be the one who will be our boss in the future and who tells us what to do and what not to do.
He can correct me afterwards for everything what I taught. So yeah, my name is Julian, and I'm 33 years old, and I work as an orthopedic technician since 16 years now. And I work in Ottobock, the patient care center in Duderstadt. And since 8 years, I'm responsible for the patient fittings, especially sport fittings. And I'm also responsible for the workshop, for the service repair center during the Paralympics and some other big sport events all over the world. And I'm supporting Heinrich during his running clinics on the technical side. So I have a lot of experience in sport, and hopefully I can help you on the technical side a little bit.
Thank you very much. Yeah, lots of experience, but still every time we have a new patient, we start from zero, huh?
Yes, it is.
I know right now you're struggling with Johannes' setup, with Johannes' legs, a new pair of legs.
Yeah, a little bit. Now we have one more year to Tokyo. So we can change a little bit. We can adjust maybe a little bit. Maybe we find a better solution, but yeah, it's on a high level.
Yeah. But changing that doesn't mean like we want to change Johannes' running style or something. We only will change the prosthetics when he is able to control the prosthetics. And that's what we are going to show in the whole series this time, that you can get some recommendation how to set up a prosthetic, but at the end is always an individual prosthetic, and always you are the person who's using the prosthetic. And let's try to show the people that not the technology, not only the technology, it's more the athlete who's using the technology. And Sophia, the first questions I have to you is, why do you use your prosthetic? What happened to you?
Like my normal one, not the sports one?
Yeah, but like both.
Oh.
Why you have
both. Okay. So I was born with a malformation, like in the belly of my mom. And when I was born, my leg wasn't able to function. So I had to wear a shoe where I had like 5 centimeters, like a heel on the other side because my leg wasn't working. And so the doctors tried to save it because I was in danger of like death. I didn't have a cancer or I didn't have a problem. So they tried several techniques. Also, I had a fixateur externe with like how do you call that? Yeah, it's a thing that you put on the leg to try to long them, and it didn't work. And at the age of 3 years old, the doctors asked my parents, okay, we have like the final solution that would be amputating, and it's also better to amputate when you're little because I have no memories at all. Like I was born amputated. I have no pain, no like phantom pains at all. And at 3 years old, I was amputated, and since then I wear a prosthetic every day. First, I had mechanical prosthetics like every child has, and at I think a very young age, like 15 or 16, some orthopedician said, "Oh, you could try the C-leg with a knee who has a chip in it, like with the processor that helps you better. It's not mechanical." And so I decided to try it, and it really worked for me. So since then, I have that knee. Now I have also a Genium, who's the best leg on the market for Ottobock. And yeah, and in 2016, I met Heinrich at a running clinic. At first, I was supposed to be at the running clinic of 2015, but I didn't want to go.
I remember you.
I didn't want it to go at the 2015 running clinic because I was scared, and always, oh, sorry for that. Something like I always when it was like things with amputees, it was always like older people. I was always the young one, and older people was always, they didn't have fun with it. There was like they didn't move with prosthetics. And in 2016, I really had like a new perspective on that with that running blade. And I had a lot of fun with Heinrich, a lot of fun.
Not the first 3 days, only the time.
No,
I remember they brought me to the airport, like your father, your mother, and your sister, because you were going to holiday. And
yes.
Yeah, and
it wasn't like I really went there forced. Like my mom actually like subscribed me to that event, so I really wasn't thinking that would be like an event that would change actually my life. Yes. And since then I compete, and I said, okay, let's try it. I didn't like thought at first I would like compete. It was more for fun. I actually like subscribed to a club, athletic club, because my best friend actually does athletic and she has both of her legs. So it was more like a teenage thing with like my friends. Like, for example, some do dance, some do basketball, football. I did athletics. And then I tried my first competition in Notville, and then it was like a revelation. So yeah.
Guys, she was so shy the first 3 days of the run. She was not even like, you were wearing long pants, your prosthetic was covered the whole time.
Yeah.
She was not even allowing to cut the cover.
No.
We struggled a lot with Sophia in the beginning, but somehow it worked out, and now we have Sophia in the para-athletics.
Yes.
Trying to get better and better.
Yeah, trying to get better and better.
Johannes, listening to Sophia's story, how do you feel? I know you would have the wish to have the same situation. It sounds weird when I say that to you, but can you explain that to the people why I'm saying that this way? Because like Sophia had her amputation when she was 3 years old. What happened to you?
Yeah, well, I had my amputation in the age of 16 due to a genital defect. Yeah, like a mutation. I didn't have my fibula bones in my lower leg, and my feet were too small with only 3 digits. And yeah, my parents had the option to decide whether they want to amputate my feet or not. And they decided to not amputate it because there wasn't any knowledge about it 25 years ago. So the doctor said, you can always amputate. And if he's growing up, he's maybe going to want to make this decision by himself.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, on one hand, I'm really, really glad that I was able to make this my own decision. Because all the pain I had and all the progress I went through just makes the person I am now.
Okay.
And on the other hand, for sure, if I got amputated at the earliest ages, I wouldn't have the pain that I had, and I would have grown up with my legs. It would be more normal than it is at the moment. But it is like it is, and I will always call it's the best decision of my life, because now I'm free of pain. Now I can do what I love. I can do sports. I can run what I wasn't able to do for 16 years.
Really slow.
I started really slow. I started with my daily legs, After the amputation, I decided to do my A-levels in sports, and without even having my first legs. It was like having the feet cut off and saying to myself, you have come so far. You want just to prove yourself that you, even with prosthetics, you can do sport. So I signed in for a sport A-level, and the final exam for this A-level was a triathlon. And for this triathlon, for sure, we had to run, I think, 5K. And I didn't have prosthetic running blades at the moment, so I had to train with my daily prosthetic legs. And that was the moment I was really, really slow. But I don't know, just the first training sessions, the first few times running, just gave me the feeling that this is what I was missing for 16, 17 years. And this is what I can do now, and I'm even faster than before. To be honest, I'm the fastest double amputee on earth at the moment. And this is what makes me proud. This is what have come out of my story, and that's why it's the best decision I've ever made.
That's a good story, and I think all of the para athletes we have, they pushing their own limits just because of their story. And I remember Sophia, she was really hiding herself. She was really, I think, like even 1 year after the running clinic, you were still you were not showing your prosthetics. Is it right? You even
I
in
think,
school, no one knows that you had an amputation.
No, I think what the decision that I was amputated really young and that I don't remember, I wanted to grow like a normal little girl with 2 legs. So also when you go from the teenage life, like girls want all to look the same, all be pretty. And I think that was maybe a mistake, maybe not, but sports really gave me that confidence in myself to show my prosthetic and don't care anymore. And also I think the sports make me like proud of what I've achieved. Like doing competition gives me like so much fun, and also like just going out there showing.
Hello?
You can't hide them. Like it's impossible. You can't hide the sports prosthetic. Like they're there, they're out there. And I think that's really something that gave me more confidence.
Great. Julian, I think this is like what we often hear as a technician, or you as a technician often hear, like we have two really different stories, but 2 young, passionate amputees who are not hiding themselves now, who are really trying to push the limits. I think like Johanna's story is more common, that people always try to save something that looks normal, but at the end, no one knows what's normal. And listening to Sophia, we really got the understanding that nothing is normal. If you accept yourself like you are, and if you push your own limits, you will love and enjoy what you're doing. And Sophia right now, she's always wearing shorts, wearing long pants.
Yeah.
Do you have that often in your daily work, Julian?
Yeah, of course. I recognize that sport is not only changing the body or anything like this. It's mainly changing the mind, the mindset of the people, especially people they are get an amputation in a higher age, and they walked before or run before, do sport before. They get in the hospital after the amputation. Everybody is saying, okay, now your amputation, you get your amputation, you're not able to run anymore. So maybe you can walk, but running is nearly impossible. And when they come, for example, to the running clinic, and we make some tests and give the running blade the right equipment, and they start the first steps running, and after a few hours or a few days, they can run again. It's such an emotional moment for everybody. And I think for these people, you change their mind.
Sophia and Johannes, how do you feel listening to that? It's like, I think every one of us, Sophia, Johannes, and myself, we went through this where people told us, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I think that's the reason why we're also pushing the limits, and why we're also proud to be a part of the Paralympics and para-athletics movement. We want to show people that nothing is impossible. And listening to Sophia's and Johanna's story, I think like that's the best example of what's going on, what's possible. And we have more athletes out there who always prove that everything is possible if you put your mindset into it. And I think you agree with me when I say sport is the best medicine for the body and for psychological?
Yeah, of course.
Great.
It is.
Sophia, I have the next question to you, because like always ladies first, but I know you are a little bit special in that question. How's your relationship with your prosthetic right now? You know what I'm talking about. Because you know, seeing you before, like hiding the prosthetic, and now it's a completely different person. Like I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay, go for it.
I'm wearing a dress today, actually, so that's kind of different for me. But I think it was more like learning also about what's possible, because like at first, like prosthetics were, or you can see it's like black carbon, or you can hide them with like aesthetics. And I've never seen like a pink prosthetics or a red one, or with colors or something like that. And I think a lot of like social media, when you see like other people with prosthetics, that they show like how it is, how like it could be actually a trend or an accessory that you could like do something about. It's really interesting, and really helped me to say, okay, it's something that I have. I could like, you see it, so why not show it more and like embrace it and put it like maybe colorful. Or I really like my black sports prosthetic because it looks really like I don't know, like fierce, like it's a really black like carbon, and I like that. So yeah.
Okay, but yesterday you've been to your technician, and you were looking for a new setup of your prosthetic leg. I know that because we had some contact through WhatsApp, and you sent me the videos to prove the setup. Why is your leg not ready now? What is going on with the leg? You getting
I'm getting new like colors. My sports prosthetic have always been black carbon, what I really like. But now I want to change. So there's been like new colors that I'm probably adding. It's
Pink.
no, not pink, but we're adding it's for cars. It's like I don't know how you call that. A thing that you put on like stickers.
It's a sticker.
Yeah, it's a sticker, and I've chosen silver, like a mirror silver, because it's for long jump, and in the sun it could be like shine, and I really like
First
that.
time
So
you're jumping into the sand, you will see the scratches, and then you will.
Yeah, I know, but I don't care. It's fine.
Did you saw Julian's face when you were talking about modifying your prosthetic? I think like this is always technicians don't like because it's too much work.
I know.
Julian hates me for that, and like every time he finishes my prosthetic, I often tell him like, "Can you polish this? Can you do that a little bit nicer here?" Yeah. What is the reason for that? What do you think is the reason for that? Why we want to have it looking good? For myself, I don't know if you agree with this. For myself, if a prosthetic is looking the way I want to have it, I'm accepting it. It's not only something I'm carrying with me. It's becoming a part of myself. And maybe Johannes, you have like the most broken prosthetic legs. You're not taking care at all of your legs.
No.
Is your leg still broken since Johannes ran the world record 10:54, and in this final, in the last World Championships in Dubai, his socket was broken, and I would wonder if you already fixed it. Did you fix it?
Don't tell anybody. No, it's not fixed.
Oh my God.
It's broken since the competition in Notville, I think.
Oh shit.
Oh, you broke it in Notville?
Yeah, I broke it. It was, I think, the first competition in 2019. So,
but can you tell us what was broken? Because there is a really, really important part that's broken on the prosthetic leg. But after it breaks, you realize, like, I don't need it. I have more freedom, and now you're running.
What was missing? I've got my daily leg here to show it. This side here, which goes around the knee and has to stabilize it. Well, I somehow touched it with my other leg, and a few layers of carbon just fell off onto another lane. And due to this broken...
Everyone look on the face of Julian, sorry. Julian, like, no, I'm not listening to that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, due to this broken socket on the side, I realized it's no more flexible, and that I don't need the stabilization I thought I need before, and that's why I didn't fix it. And the past has shown it wasn't that bad.
Oh, see?
Yeah, as I seen it in Dubai.
I remember you when you first time saw it, like one day before the competition, you really felt like...
And I want to fix it, and he said, no, don't fix it. It's better like before. And okay.
This example is really nice because it shows at the end always, it's not a try and error, but it's always so individual. Like I know that all other amputees couldn't run with that broken side of the prosthetic, but Johannes made himself so strong with his muscles that he's not needed this part of the prosthetic. He has now more freedom, is more flexible, and he likes the way it works. The next question I have, and Julian, we will come later to your part. We will do this technical part on the presentation. But how is the adaptation to the prosthetic, Sophia? How is yours? That's the question often people ask me, and I think you get the question often. Are you not afraid to lose your leg? Because listening to Johannes, something is broken. I would be afraid that I will lose my leg. How is your adaptation to it?
I think each amputee has to know how they're in a good position, or to run or to walk. So for example, Johannes, if he feels good with a little broken leg, then it's okay, and he runs a world record even better. But I think, yeah, it's a long process. I think, for example, for my long jump leg that I'm doing right now, we've been testing. I've been going like 3 times, so it's each time you're maybe finding a new thing that isn't going well, then you need to try it running, because it's different if you try it like static or if you're running. So I think each person is really different. Each amputation also it's really different. For example, for me, I don't need the support on my upper side of the leg. I can really put all exactly all my weight on my whole femur, because I have the whole femur on my amputation. So that's also like each amputation needs to be considered in a different way, because not everyone is amputated in the same way and not everyone is the same case.
This is really nice that you're saying that, because I know that and it's also nice to hear that from you. I know that you are still in the process of finding the sports prosthetic leg that gives you the freedom of, okay, that's my leg. I accept it. Like, you accepted your leg, I know that, but in the competition, I can always, like, and Johannes can see that, Julian as well, and that's not a secret, that you still struggling with finding your own limits and finding the right setup. And that's, I have one story. When I started to run on a sports prosthetic, I thought like, okay, coming from a daily leg to a sports prosthetic, that means, okay, have a look on the best guy who's running in your class and then copy his leg. What happened? I ran 2 seconds slower with the sports prosthetic because I couldn't handle the prosthetic leg. And I often bring the example, if you get the Formula 1 car from somehow, like someone, Lewis Hamilton or Sebastian Vettel, I would bet all my money that you are not able to drive the car. And this is something the same we feel. It's not about the prosthetic copy someone. It's about finding your own individual setup and individual alignment. And I remember your first mistake. What did you do in the beginning? Tell us the category of the blade that you used.
Oh, I took a too strong one. Category.
Which category did you use?
4.
I think 5 in the beginning.
No, I have 4.
Okay, 4. Guys, I tell you something. Okay, category 4.
Leon was jumping with 4. Leon, he's also a German athlete and he's running with 4. So.
I was jumping on a 4 as well, and I think I weighed 20 kilograms or 25 kilograms more than you.
Yeah.
The reason why you choose the category 4 is because, like, you thought, okay, stiffer leg, stiffer blade means faster ground contact. Faster ground contact means faster sprinting. But what happened? Your prosthetic side was faster than your healthy side.
Yes.
And this is also an example I always bring to the people who always try to tell me, oh, you have a blade, you have to run fast. Okay, fine. If I have an amputation on my left side, if my left side will be faster than my right side, imagine you will sit in the boat. What will happen if the left side is faster than the right side?
Oh, you go like this.
And this is something you really have to understand. Your prosthetic leg has to adapt on your healthy leg. And now coming to that, like this example, Johannes, tell us about your prosthetic leg, because you completely different to all your competitors, because all your competitors always focus on technology, technology. They have the newest blades, and you ran the world record with blades.
Old blades.
Johannes blades are developed in the beginning of the 90s. And you can explain to people what you focused on and which category you're running. Like, remember, Sophia, choose the category 4. Which category you running on?
Well, my first category was, I think, is 3, but I used it for 2.5 years. So I think in the end it was a soft 2 or something. And at the end I got faster for sure, because I got to know how to control the blades. And meanwhile, I'm instead of thinking stiffer is faster, I'm adapting my running style or my prosthetic to my running style. And I'm using a blade which allows me to Yeah, well, just go for my frequency, and I think it's a really soft one. Julian has to know the exact category, I think.
Julian really don't like this topic because he always
No.
scared about your blades because you're changing too late, Julian.
And normally Johannes is using, I think, category 2.
Yeah.
I remember.
Sophia, half of your categories, and he
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm should be heavier, I think.
He's heavier.
and he is a below knee amputee also.
Yes.
Yeah.
He can put more power into it.
I know. I think it's more everyone needs to find like what they're comfortable in. I first thought, oh, that's what's like good, but after I tested other things like the 3, the 2, and the 1, and I said, oh no, that was wrong. So maybe testing and not listening too much to others, maybe just listening the standard, what Heinrich is saying, like, oh, you need to build a prosthetic with like the socket, the knee, and the blades. And after maybe a little bit more, Julian would probably know better about that, and then like test what you will feel more comfortable, like really your feeling. And sometimes it's hard to like tell what's better for you, but I think if you test it, you will like know better.
Yeah. And you know what? And this is something like, as soon as you find your right setup, you're starting to increase your power and your speed, and then you have to change again.
Exactly.
It's not like, and this is the tricky part of the whole para athletics, running and jumping on the sports prosthetic. Every time you think you have your leg ready,
it's not.
Again and again and again. And Johannes, maybe you want to say something because you're also an orthopedic technician, and you and me, we did together the orthopedic technician. And I remember we had one story driving to the school, and Johannes was going to change his prosthetics completely. He was really in a good shape, but he was looking on the others. And can you explain us what happened there?
Yeah, well, what I wanted to say before, it's all part of the progress. If you develop further, your blade has to develop for sure. As well as the foot and leg muscles do, your prosthetic has to develop and has to adapt to your new standards. And the story you're referring to, we were driving to school, and for sure, I was seeing all the other athletes running faster than me, running with a different alignment, with a different category, with a different blade. And I was like, oh, I need to test this, test that. And
he got really stressed. Sorry for interrupting you, but he got really stressed. He was like in the morning. I think it was a Monday morning after a weekend. Someone ran a fast time, and then 7 o'clock in the morning, he came into the car and he was like, I need to change this. He was going to change everything.
Because I thought this was the way to develop my current body status even more. And I didn't know that I wasn't even able to run on my legs I had at the moment, or at this moment. And this is the most made mistake I see from amputees all over the world, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't know how their current prosthetic works, and they don't adapt to it before changing to something. And if they are testing something new, like new blades, new alignment, they're going to test it for a few hours and saying that's it. And realizing 1.5 months later, it's not it.
Yeah. And it's also a process for daily prosthetics. I remember you changed now your feet. And in the beginning, when you put on the new feet, you were saying like, oh, I don't like them. I don't want them. But now you solve the back problem with your new feet. Is it true?
That's true. I changed the feet and I was like, oh, the rollover isn't smooth. It got a hard edge in it. And
my WhatsApp was full of this is shit, this is shit, this is shit.
Yeah, I made him a list, bullet points. Change this. New version has to do this. And now I have a more natural gait, because most of the double amputees are sitting. You know, they don't have strength.
While they're walking, sitting while they're walking.
Yeah, while they're walking, sitting while they're walking, even with daily legs. And this is nearly completely gone with the new legs I have. It's with the new feet I have.
Great. And I know, like, to finish the story that I was trying to tell you guys, and Johannes didn't finish that. I was in this Monday morning. What did I do to you?
I don't know.
I was begging him. I was nearly giving him money to not change anything.
Don't change.
Yeah, well, he said, Johannes, this is the right blade for you. Trust me. You're going to run fast with this model or with this blade model, which is even older than you are.
Yeah. That's good. The blade is older than you are.
It's older than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is for me so important to tell people, because like this understanding of the new results in the para sports, it's often based on technology. We know that technology is important and technology makes our life easier, but if we are not able to use the technology, it won't make our life easier, it will make it harder. And I know for Sophia, in the beginning, when you choose to run on a category 4, yes, you struggled and you had back pain, everything like this. And technology can help you, but also can make you, can really make you, how do you say that? Yeah, you can get problems through technology as well if you're not able to use it. How important is technology for you? Like, how do you see technology? You see it as something you're trying out, or you see technology as something it's good, but I will put myself into what I need, not going for, like we said with Johannes, not every day when something comes out new, you want to try it, or no, you just stay with how you are right now?
I think at the beginning it was more like trying everything, because I didn't knew the world. I didn't knew anything about sports prosthetic. The only thing I knew, I even thought that sports prosthetics was like for people that were already in sports and had an accident and were amputated and after went back to sports. For example, I was at the Paralympics in 2012 as a visitor. My parents brought me, in 2012 in London, and I saw a lot of I saw athletics actually, and it really impressed me. But I never thought that, like, people in general, amputees that don't do sports at the beginning, like me, I wasn't an athlete at the beginning. It was just like doing sports for fun with my friends was a possibility. So I think you need to take technology as a help, but not as okay, it's your only focus. It's really a help. It's an accessory that you need to like overcome and manage and also like learn about a lot. I think like that was also a mistake, that I didn't know what a sports was made of. Like I think learn a lot about what you're wearing on your leg is really important.
Yeah. And like Johanna said before, learn what is your prosthetic able to do, and where is your prosthetic, what's going on with the prosthetic, to make the prosthetic becoming a part of your body. And that's what I always struggle with all over the world, no matter where I am, Switzerland, Germany, Cuba, wherever I am doing the running clinics. I struggle always with the people, they have their amputation and they only focus on their amputation. Then they lose their connection between the left and the right side. And then they lose their connection between the lower body and the upper body. Always when I come to running clinics, I see 4 persons in one person, like left side, below, lower part, right side, lower part, left side, upper part, and right side, upper part. And they don't have the understanding that they are one piece. And this is something so important to understand, that you have to become one piece. And I know, Sophia, you struggled a lot in the first 3 days of the running clinic. Your arms were faster than your legs, and remember that?
I still have photos or videos, I think, from that moment. But it's nice to like remember the first steps. Even like for Johannes, I think running with normal legs, I would never do that, but like if he did it, I think that moment with running clinics and Ottobock is a really good thing that you do, Heinrich, all over the world, to trying to help people with amputation and try to teach them a lot about their bodies and not only about the prosthetic, as you're saying.
Forget about prosthetic. First of all, find yourself.
The other part.
Yes, find yourself again. And this is something also like I find out through my whole career, that I have to find myself first, and then I have to think about technology. Johannes, can you add something? I know you also, Johannes is with me doing the running clinics, and he is becoming one of the coaches as well. And he's really like, I think the first time you joined the running clinic, you were shocked by the understanding for people of sports prosthetic, and how the people feels like, because I know that you already forgot how it feels like to run on the normal prosthetic legs. And then when you saw the people, the emotions of the people for the first time, feeling the wind, and maybe Johannes, you can tell us how it was, the feeling of for the first time.
Yeah, well, the first time it was like, well, we are here in Leverkusen. We are training with amputees. For us, the athletics life is our daily life, and we are training on a high level. And for the normal business for us is to use our running prosthetic, run fast, improve our times, and this is my daily life. So I didn't have any contact with new amputees and with people who are new to running or never had a running prosthetic. So yeah, I kind of forgot what is the beginning and where did I come from. And yeah, it was like a mirror, you know, seeing all these people, doesn't matter which age. We had youngsters, we had people who could be my grandma there. And at the end, well, a few of them told me, yeah, my technician told me I could be happy if I'm able to stand up and walk a few steps inside my house.
Tell us, what do you think about that sentence, Sophia, Johannes?
I hate it.
Okay.
I hate it.
I was going to say something worse, but I don't want to say anything. Because everyone is able to do something. And guys, if someone is here who is really willing to run somehow, contact Ottobock. We have testing kits. Exactly. We will make it able. We like if it's not going to be able in the next months because of this situation we have right now, we will somehow see each other, maybe in the next running clinics. But don't give up. Don't listen to someone who's telling you this is not possible and this is not possible. And see Sophia, see Johannes, their life changes completely. And I really loved what you said, Johannes. You always have to remember where you're coming from, because then you can improve yourself and you can be better and better. If you think you reached top level and forget where you're coming from, I promise you, you will fall down faster than you will reach more higher level. And running on a sports prosthetic means often like you have to push your own limits. And I know that lots of amputees have the fear. And Sophia, remember that?
Yeah.
I think the first 2 days, Sophia was like, no, it's not possible. No.
I don't want it to do. No, I think to don't know. I think to fall and it's different. It's.
But it happens then. Sophia, you fall down. What happens then?
I get up.
And then?
I run again.
See?
Yeah.
It's so easy.
It's easy. I think it's more also the perception of running blades are not only for people that do competitions like us. It's also a thing that amputees can have and try, and it's really a new world. Like before my 15 years old, when I tried the first blade, I never had run before, never, because I wasn't able with my other leg. It's not possible. So just like to have that feeling, it's incredible.
Great. See, we were talking about motivation and prosthetic. Now, Julian, it's your part. Can you show us how to create a sports prosthetic, or we don't wanna dive really deeply into it? We have two questions from the visitors. One is from Sam Brady. He asked us, could you talk about some of the specific technical difference between sports prosthetic and one you would use every day? My PhD is focusing on the technical development of sports wheelchairs. So I would be interested to see if there is any overlap in terms of material use or design principles. Maybe Johannes, you as a mechanical engineer, you can answer that afterwards. But let's go for Julian. Okay, Julian, I will share my screen and we'll open the presentation. And you can maybe start to explain us what's going on here. Oh, wait, what did you see? Wait, I go back.
Now, yeah.
No.
There you go.
Yeah, you see.
What is this?
What is this? Yeah, when we talk about a sport prosthesis, yeah, I think where you have to separate in below knee amputees and above knee amputees. So it's a difference, because below knee amputees, also called TT amputees, okay. They have their own knee, so they can control the sport prosthesis or the feet with their own knee. And above knee amputees, they need an artificial knee joint, which is for sport, it's completely mechanical. And they control the knee joint by the alignment of the sport prosthesis and the muscles of the hip. So if they are not taking care what they are doing, this is what Sophia said before, they easily fall down.
Mm-hmm.
Johannes, can you tell us how do we call, and I know like we are in one, like we can say that in between of the amputees, what does it call your amputation?
2 scratches, I think you mean, right?
2 scratches. Like,
oh my God.
No, he can handle his prosthetics, his muscles, but you can't handle only with your muscles. You have to be aware of the correct biomechanical alignment, because you have no connections between the upper body, between the upper part of the leg and the lower part. Your connections is the mechanical knee. If this is not right, you don't have the freedom to run free. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so to answer the question, what's the difference between the daily leg and the sport prosthesis? It is the foot. The foot is completely different, because on the sport prosthesis you just have the forefoot. You just run on the toes, and you don't have a heel, what you have on a daily prosthesis. And also the knee joint is different. In the sport prosthesis, you have a free knee joint without any hydraulic support or mechatronical support, like someone knows from the C-leg or genium. This is a complete free knee joint. This is what is not limiting your movement, so it's just support your movement, what you do with your stump.
I have to add something. This is also restricted by rules from the Paralympic movement. You're not allowed to use electronic devices in your sports prosthetic. And to answer the whole question from Sam, in terms of material use and design principle, material is the same, carbon fiber, titanium, but design principles is the knee joint is, if you look on the sports prosthetic, you always, like, if you technology-wise, look on the sports prosthetic. Which year do we see here, technology-wise, Johannes?
Well, on the one hand, I think it's my old prosthetic. It's technology-wise 26 years ago, and the above knee prosthetic, I think he invented this knee.
I think the rotational hydraulic was Julian.
The knee was invented 2012, I think.
Yeah, but the rotational hydraulic, I mean technology.
But the principle is older. I think it's more like 15 15 to 17 years old.
Yeah. See, and this is something like everyone who looks at the Paralympics right now, it's not the technology, it's the professionality of the athletes. They train with able-bodied, they train with nice coach, they are accepted. They really like can push their own limits. They don't have to fight against technology and being accepted. They can be free and just enjoy para-athletics or swimming or doing para sports. Julian.
Yes,
next chart.
Yeah, we can go to the next chart. So as we talk, when you do sports, everything has a beginning. So also the technician starts in the workshop with the bench alignment, we call, and yeah, therefore we took some measurement of the patient, and so especially the height and the flexion of the knee, and then we make the bench alignment like this. So we have 50% of the socket entrance area. Then we take care of the ankle of the socket, and then we put the foot in the position that the mark on the foot is 30 to 35 millimeters in front of the vertical line. So this is how we start with beginners. So and then with the first steps, after some hours, then we see, okay, he gets used to the prosthesis. Now we can start to adjust a little bit, because everyone has his own running style, or create his own running style. This is also a picture we see that at the beginning it's important that the horizontal forces going in front of the knee joint a little bit.
Why is it important?
This is important.
Knee and above knee. Why is it important?
Safe.
Safety.
Yeah, you have an extension moment of the knee, so you don't need your muscles to save your knee. And for below knee amputee, the load line should be 15 millimeters in front of the center of rotation of your knee. This is not so much. This is yeah, like a normal leg. It's just to stand safe, and during running, it's very easily to go forward and to come into the swing phase and make a good gait pattern.
So also important, if you have a soft or a hard blade, this horizontal force is also not moving. And in the beginning, I know Sophia, her horizontal force was way too far in the front, and she was not able to run to overcome her hip, and she was really get pushed back. The technology was not helping her to run forward. She was getting pushed back. She was safe, but she couldn't use it for running. Is it right, Sophia?
Yeah.
And this is also Johannes, what he's doing. With a softer blade, he can adjust his horizontal force by himself. He don't need, his blade is not adjusting the horizontal force. He is adjusting it by deciding how much pressure he puts into his blade. Johannes, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it's correct.
Perfect. Julian, coming to above knee amputees.
Yes, let's talk about the above knee. So it's a little bit difficult, well, more difficult than below knees, because now we have the knee joint, the artificial knee joint, and then we see that we have a bench alignment for beginners. So for people, they just start with with running, and I think this is the situation what Sophia has at the beginning. They put the foot 40 millimeters in front, so way more, and this is pushing the knee in the back. So it's very safe when you start running, and yeah, you feel safe, but it's also limiting you because it pushes the hip in flexion. And it's important for running to have a good movement from the hip, especially for above knee amputees in the extension moment. So to save the knee joint and also to go forward. And if the prosthesis is pushing you into a hip flexion, then you cannot run. So this is just for beginners. And during the process, we go to the alignment, what we see on the right. For advanced, that the prosthesis is going more and more at the back, so it's nearly one line.
It's getting more unsafe, but because of your muscle situation, you are able to control it with your muscles. It feels still safe for you, but you are you can easily bend the knee, and you can have more freedom in your hip extension also.
Yeah, with the advanced alignment, you are more able to extend your hip, and you need also the hip extension to save the knee, that you are not falling down. You just have to recognize that you have to do it by your own, that the prosthesis is not saving your movement like a C-leg. So when you are lazy with the C-leg or the genium, so you can relax and sit on it, and the prosthesis do the rest, go into stand mode, and everything is okay. But with the sport prosthesis, you always have to make sure that the prosthesis is safe. So push your stump in the back, and yeah, this is something you have to change in your mind when you run with a sport prosthesis.
See, always individual. Let's see here. I think that's the same we already talked about.
Yeah, this is the same when you compare it to the picture with the below knee amputees. The ground reaction force was nearly 15 millimeters in front of the knee center. And now for the above knee amputees, we have it up to 80 millimeters or a little bit more. The reason is, that the knee joint is safe on the biomechanical way, and because the athlete cannot save it by his own muscles like the below knee amputee, but this it's also difference that you have more power or more forces on your hip. This means, so it's more difficult from the hip to run with an above knee prosthesis than with a below knee prosthesis.
Yeah, perfect. Telling from my experience and my career, the prosthetic where I ran the world record with was nearly the same setup like a below knee setup. I was 15 millimeters in front of my knee joint. This is for an above knee really unsafe, but muscle wise I could hold it, and I had the freedom to run fast. And seeing this again shows that if you use the technology in the wrong way, the technology will work against you. And like Johannes is the best example. Like you said, I really love the sentence, you run your world record with the blades that are developed when you were not born, like they're older than you. Sophia, I know that you are still in this process, finding your right setup, but we will get to it. Like, I know you will come to Leverkusen next time, and we will try out different alignments, and we will see Julian also. And this is something like, it takes time. And I think like for myself, the first 7 years of doing para athletics was just like finding the prosthetic that I'm accepting psychologically wise, like where I really say, okay, this is my leg, I really like to run with this. It's not fighting against me. It's not the technology that's really restricting me running faster, because often we have in para athletics as well really talented people. They start and then they stop because they don't have this setup. They don't find their setup, and it's not easy to find the setup where you really can push your own limits. Is it right, Johannes?
That's a problem, the main part. We have so many talented and young athletes who are not directed in the right direction, or who are directed in the wrong direction due to people from outside, due to media, due to things they see, but
biomechanical studies
which are open to read, and they forgot to test for themselves and to listen to their body.
Yeah. Johannes, watching this alignment, like the bench alignment and the statical alignment, how far away is it from your alignment?
Well, everything we saw was was
Your
a guideline.
beginning. Your beginning.
Yeah, and it was my beginning, of course. That's what I started with, and I did a few changes over the last 6 years to come to the alignment I have now. And if you look closely, as we build my prosthetic and on the alignment I'm running now, there's a difference. Even my newest prosthetic leg has a small silver heel in it to just change the blade alignment a bit, which we can't change after the socket is made. And these are some things we have to, just read our own body and listen to what it tells us while training, and
coach,
listen to what the coach says, how it looks, listen to your body, how it feels, how your prosthetic feels, how the running feels, and doing small alignment changes and steps due to heels. Well, it's nothing bad. It's just gives you the right direction and maybe an improvement. And if not, just redo the change, come back to your old alignment, and that's the main part. Every prosthetic, even if it's a sport prosthetic, it's a prosthetic for the daily life. It's an individual part, and there is no.
It's your leg.
It's exactly. It's your leg. It's my leg. It's Sophia's leg, and there are only guidelines. But in the end, it's an individual project, an individual leg, and we have to run on it.
Yeah,
that's really nice. And we are coming to the end, and I really love the chat, and I could go, I think, for more than 1 hour. I would like to start with everyone. In 1 year we have Tokyo 2021. I know everyone is ready. I know we have 1 more year to go. Sophia, for you is good. For Johannes is also good because he had some little injuries. I can't tell the secret now. Everyone, as long we are unhappy on one side, but we are happy on the other side because we are happy. We are really thankful for for our life. We are really thankful for what we can do. And I would like to hear from everyone, from every one of you. What is your recommendation? What is your expectation? What is your wish for the future, even for parasport or para-athletics or yourself? Or what do you wish people? I know that all 4 of us will help everyone. If you really want to start running, and you can reach out for Sophia, for me, Johan, Julian, we will support, we will help. And this is something maybe I can start. And my recommendation is always try to find your own balance, your own rhythm, and then you will be happy. That's it, nothing else. Don't try to copy someone, because a copy is never as good as an original. Remember this. Sophia, now you.
I think 1 year is good because we can all be better, progress and everything. And even with the situation right now, not everyone could like train. So I think it's a good decision. At the end, we need to accept it. And I'm just happy that they're not like deleted and we just see like maybe 2024 Paris. So I'm happy about it that it's in 1 year, and I would wish for every athlete to use that time as best as they can, to see it as an opportunity to be better, to learn more, to make more tests, to say, okay, it's not a disadvantage, it's an advantage actually, because it's more time, and more time is actually really valuable. So take the time, and even for me, I think it's valuable. I can make more tests on the prosthetic, come to Germany, to Leverkusen to train and to test, see all the amazing athletes, and yeah.
I think Paralympics are the best example to accept situation and to turn it into the positive things in life. And we're all thankful for what we are able to do. And like Sophia, you're a great example. Johannes, you're a great example. Julian and myself, we are trying to support you guys as much as we can. Like, yeah. And maybe Johannes, you can say us, what's your wish? What's your dream? What are you thinking?
Well, one main aspect what led me through this whole coronavirus situation was, if it's not in your hands, it's not in your mind. You know, just if you can't change it, it's okay to waste a few thoughts on it, but don't make it a daily life or a daily fulfilling aspect of your life. You know, it's not in our hands at the moment, so don't waste any time on it. And on the other hand, if there is a situation where you know it's in your hands and you're not comfortable with it, grab it and change it.
Yes. Keep focus on your goals. This is a main part as well in your thoughts. Like always, if you give up your goals, then you give up everything you're passionate for. And I think like we saw today that these two great examples of para athletes shows us how to keep focus on the goals, how to push your mind into different limits. There's no limit. No one can tell you what you need or what you don't need. No one can tell you what you are able to do. And this is something like I really loved in this conversation. And Julian, what about you? What is your wish and thoughts? Before you come into your words, see, I have something for you. Have a look. Do you see this?
Yeah. It's
Julian don't know the film. What is it?
This is our equipment for the repair service center in Tokyo 2020. I think it's arrived now.
Yeah, it's arrived 2 days ago. Are you happy with this?
Yeah, perfectly. So everything is going for full plan. So everything is arrived at the same time. But yeah, now the games are 1 year later. Hopefully we find a place to keep it there, that nobody can touch.
It's already safe, don't worry.
They can wait for us.
Yeah.
So don't worry, and to all athletes, the equipment is still there. Nothing can be late.
And Julian, you will be the main person who's really in charge for the technicians during the workshop, during the Paralympic Games. And this is something like Sophia, Johannes, I think you agree when I say this is our most important psychological aspect, to know that Julian is there. If we need to glue a new spike plate, if you need to drill a new hole, or if we need to fix something or not, like Johannes, we can always see you 24/7. And this is something like, I would like to say thank you. I think Sophia and Johannes also, like, thank you for the work, and you guys are amazing. Like, Johannes already said that before, it's a teamwork, and para sports, Paralympics, para athletics, we are competing against each other, but we are supporting more than we are competing against each other. It's like a team of coaches, physios, technicians, and athletes. And this is something I really love. And this is something also recommendation from my side. Put yourself together into a community, support each other and help yourself. And then you will grow. You will grow. The person next to you will grow. And when the person next to you grows, you will grow as well. And this is something like helping each other will make you stronger. And I hope you guys enjoyed. We had one last question that's talking about if Ottobock sponsors developing countries. We are trying to help as much as we can. We are doing the program that we were talking about, the running clinics all over the world. If you guys are willing to run on a sports prosthetic, please reach out to Sophia, to me, to Julian, to Para Athletics, to Ottobock Passion for Paralympics. We're always happy to hear you, and we try to support as much as possible. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed it. I really.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay healthy, train hard, push yourself, and always, Sophia, it's for you. You're the beginner. Always,
I'm the young one.
You're the young one. Push yourself. Don't give up. Johannes, he is already the old one. I know
he's old. He has already the medals. And
you know what I said?
Record.
I said to Johannes the last time, Johannes, calm down, relax, like take yourself a little bit. Didn't take any breaks. And okay, Johannes, relax. Sophia, push. Julian, you saw your workbench and your workshop is already in Tokyo. Everything is fine. I will support you as much as I can. And thank you very much. And Johannes, next time you draw a new picture in the background.
Thank
you very much. Bye-bye. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, Heinrich. Bye.
Thank you.